I specifically have, like, I've used the ray gun myself. I have a little animal, and she had a cyst on the back of her neck, and I had tried different other applications and things like that, but just was not having the success with clearing it up. But um, a couple of sessions with the ray gun, actually using just the angled mode for it. I didn't actually have to even use the penetration mode, but it shrank drastically. Like, I took pictures before and after down the road, but they were on a different phone, and so I didn't actually have them for my presentation. But like, it used to be a cyst so large it would stick up over her collarbone, and now it's below her fur line, and you can barely even tell that it's there. But my wife and I, at one point, we were concerned we would have to have it surgically removed. So it was nice to be able to use it to actually see its effectiveness and work at reducing that cyst, the more and more applications that we used it for. Oh yeah, and like I said, it's just the matter of putting in the time and effort of using the products. Whether it's the Spooky Two products or the MiraMate products alike. They're pretty much one and the same, but they require you to actually put in the work. Like, if you're having body aches or pains or issues, particularly like with the ray gun, like issues with the skin, like, you have to apply the treatments and do the physical work to get the results. But it is a product that has high efficiency with regards to being able to yield results. And that's primarily what people are interested in and after in a product like this. And I appreciate that. And like I said, the feedback and experiences that I've got from using not only the Spooky 2, but the MiraMate products, people always want to know about different things. And the best way to be able to provide that feedback is from experience. And so I just have been fortunate to have had a lot of experience using these products and documenting my processes along the way. And so in doing that, it's easier to be able to help answer other people's questions because I've come across them before, or I've been using them for some time, that I'm familiar with those types of questions. Yes. Yep. And like I said, I'm really excited about the ray gun. Like I said, it was one of my favorite products to receive and get and start using, simply because of its uniqueness, not only on the market, but just like I said, of what the capabilities or the benefits that it can bring to the table when you're dealing and addressing skin issues. And so, like I said, it's not gonna address everything in the body. However, like I said, it is specific for the certain things that I'm going to cover in this presentation. And that's the thing too. Like, the ray gun hasn't been out for a super long period of time, but there are tons and tons and tons of good testimonies of people who are using it and having good results from using it. All right, everyone. Hello and welcome. And again, my name is Brad Johnson, and tonight I'm going to be reviewing the MiraMate Ray Gun for everyone. This is going to be an overview for the MiraMate Ray Gun. It is going to be basically an introduction to help familiarize yourself to what comes in the kit itself. We'll kind of unpack that kit, take a look at everything that comes in it. I'm also going to be showing you a live um, demonstration of how to correctly insert the gas tube into the ray gun, how to physically get everything powered up and running, and then also selecting the different types of modes that are the different options that you have when using this particular product. So sit back, everybody, and enjoy. Like I said, please feel free, like I said, to get in your questions via chat. If you guys have questions regarding the product, I'll do my best to try to answer those. But let's kind of familiarize ourselves with the MiraMate Ray Gun. So real briefly, again, my name is Brad Johnson. I am a holistic frequency practitioner based out of Indianapolis, Indiana. I have a 16-year background in radio frequency design and engineering communication skills. I have been using Spooky 2 products and the MiraMate products for a couple of years now. I'm also a certified Spooky 2 trainer. I openly joke to people from a young age that I won the genetic lottery of bad genes. As a kid, I suffered from type 1 diabetes, issues like brain fog, fatigue, digestive problems, anxiety, depression, you name it, the list went on and on. And these particular types of problems, as I grew up, were very properly and poorly understood and diagnosed even at the time. And so I have, over the years, used the different products between Spooky 2 and the MiraMate products to help not only raise my overall vibrational frequency, but help remove the specific issues that I'm, was dealing with throughout my lifetime. So this is the MiraMate Ray Gun. The MiraMate Ray Gun is one of the most advanced VUV light therapy devices on the market. It is designed to treat many kinds of surface to kind of deep skin issues effectively and safely. The ray gun itself can also be used specifically on plants and even on animals. It's not a very big or overwhelming size. It actually fits right in the palm of your hand. So it's got a very unique and nice, easy feel to it when you're using and operating it. But the biggest and most effective thing that this guy brings to the table is it's an effective method for delivering VUV light. VUV is a vacuum ultraviolet. And so this particular type of gas exchange, when you're delivering treatment therapies to the skin, is very, 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 very effective. So we are going to kind of jump into that. The ray gun itself and the VUV light ray therapy options. Again, what happens inside of this little gun itself when you're creating and running treatment sessions is you'll simply insert the tube, which I'll cover with you here first in a little bit, just a simple gas tube. That gas tube uses a very, very narrow bandwidth between 221 and 223 nanometers. And the photons of light are powerful enough to actually kill fungi, viruses, cancer cells that are living on the skin. The VUV photons set off an actual chemical reaction that create a proper nitric oxide and ozone inside the cells. So when you're using this particular, device, particularly in a mode like the angle mode, you're actually creating the proper exchange of nitric oxide and ozone within the cells and tissues that you need that help heal the skin conditions that you're trying to address. So, like I said, the ray gun itself is a very unique and very, very powerful device itself. The main benefits of what the ray gun itself can bring is the ray gun can be used for humans, for pets, even for plants. And again, even mold spots on walls. If you had a mold spot on the wall, again, no different than kind of what you see in the picture down here, you can simply press the ray gun directly to the wall and pull the trigger to remove mold spots from the walls. But with regards to humans, pets, plants alike, the main types of things that the ray gun are going to address are going to be skin-based issues and cancers. Things like acne, eczema, sinus infections in the face, paralysis, itchy skin or constantly itchy skin, basal cell cancers, as well as melanomas and other forms of skin cancer. Primarily, anything that is a skin-related issue is something that you can target with this particular device. Now, some of the precautions that come with the ray gun itself are as what you see on the screen here. So first, if and when you're using the penetration mode, it has a grounding pad. So when you're going to be attaching that grounding pad to your body, obviously they want that to be a clean, dry spot on the body. Normally a place that doesn't have too much hair, because obviously as you pull that off, it's sticky, So if you do, or if you need to, you can remove the extra hair simply by using a razor. Additionally, do not place the TENS pads or the earthing pads near the head or the heart. That's really the only two restrictions on this particular product. No matter how far away the pads are, they will still work from the problem area, but normally you do not want to go above the neck, like on your shoulder line, or over the heart with the earthing pads when you're placing those pads on the body, even if they are relatively close to the areas you're trying to treat. This particular product is not intended to be used if you are pregnant or if you're trying to become pregnant or you are currently breastfeeding. Do not use this particular product if you have epilepsy or light-induced seizures or migraines, simply because it does have a light exchange and it does put off, lights. So particularly if you have epilepsy or you're taking medicines that make you sensitive to certain types of lights, generally want to stay away from this particular type of product. The ray gun itself does come with a pair of ultraviolet protective sunglasses, and it is recommended that you always wear those sunglasses when you're running the ray gun itself. However, whatever you do, don't look directly at the ray gun with your eyes. And again, treatments themselves can be applied pretty much anywhere on the body, including the face. But with regards to the placement of the TENS pads or the earthing pad, you do not want to place those on the head or on the heart areas. Okay. Other than that, you generally don't want to share your ray gun if you've been treating a particular area of the body that has a serious skin condition and has a contagious skin condition. You don't want to normally be sharing that ray gun with somebody else. And again, you can simply remove the tube from the ray gun itself and clean this, thoroughly between applications. But like I said, normally doesn't suggest using this between multiple people if you have a contagious skin disease, something like poison ivy or something like that. Okay, so what do you get inside the kit? So the kit is very, very, very unique. Like I said, it's a very nice and simple case. It comes just like this. It has all nice foam cut out for the gun itself and also for the bulb. So like I said, it's very unique and very ideal for carrying everything. In addition, the top zipper half portion of this case has all the power, your grounding earthing pads, as well as your user's manual, as well, and the glasses for the ultraviolets that all come in one nice, easy, to design case, which makes this product really nice for taking on the road. And like I said, you don't have to pack up or bring a whole lot of things with you. You simply just put everything in the case and then you're ready to roll. So that is one very nice and unique feature about this particular product is when you're done, everything collapses right back down into this case and it zips right back up and everything's ready to go. Very simple and easy, compact. So the process of inserting the gas tube. Now, again, folks, this is a gas tube. It's made of glass, very delicate glass. So you have to be gentle when you're pressing this into the gun. It's not necessarily fundamental that you take it out between every single session, but normally when transporting or something like that, I'll tend to take it out. But the process for inserting this in is, like I said, you just have to be very delicate because again, this is glass and it can break if you press too hard. Normally, like I said, the process for inserting this is just very delicately. You're just going to slide it in until it snugs in just like this. You'll notice that the gap in here closes as it gets firmly in. But like I said, just about to here, and then once that's in, it's that is the ideal position for making sure that that gas tube is completely pressed in. Okay, and again, if for some reason you need to clean this, you can take it out like I just saw. I just showed you. No different. Just very lightly and delicately, just pull it out here, and again, you can clean the front of this with a surface. Just make sure that everything is completely dry if you do wind up cleaning this on the front surface here before you go ahead and attach it back into the ray gun itself. And again, very delicate, just simply push light and easy and it'll engage right in like that. Okay, on average, again, this is a gas tube, so it has about a 500-hour shelf life. After about 500 hours, the gas tube itself is going to need to be replaced. However, you can order these no different, like even when you order a brand new gun, you can order a separate gas tube if you like for down the road. But 500 hours is a lot of time to invest in putting in, therapy sessions into your body. So give it some time. Like I said, normally, if and when you need them, they are available with regards to replacement gas tubes down the road. So that's the process of inserting the gas tube very delicately. The next step is going to be attaching power to the unit itself. So this, again, depending upon where you're at, normally you'll have the correct country power. This particular one is for the US here. And when you connect this in, it has a nice long lengthy power cable. So we're going to connect this into power. The back end of that is going to go right into the bottom of the handle. So you'll notice this giant port right here. So we'll plug this in here. And when that's on, you'll notice a small red light here on the back of the handle. Just like that. That LED confirms that you have power running to the gun. Okay, so once you have connected power to the gun, this thing is ready to go. The next thing, though, before you actually start running or applying any type of sessions, is just to make sure that you have the ultraviolet glasses that came with the kit installed. So again, they come inside the kit. So we'll open these up and get these guys put on real quick. I'll swap them out for my glasses. Put these on here, just like this. Okay. So once you have the glasses placed on, then for the most part, all you have to do is simply suppress this trigger. And when you suppress the trigger, it's going to engage the gas tube. So there are 3 different types of contact modes that we are going to cover with regards to how you can physically apply different sessions for treating different parts of the body or skin. Okay, those 3 modes are going to be contact mode, angle mode, and penetration mode. So the contact mode is the simplest. It's what I've basically already shown you guys. Simply just plug into the bottom of the gun to power, make sure the tube's connected and that you have your safety glasses on, and then you'll simply apply this to the skin on a flat surface and pull the trigger. And when you do that, you'll notice that this has a small, like light purple glow to it. You know, this, you'll hear that humming noise as well, which obviously when you come up off the surface of the skin, just barely, that humming noise will get slightly louder. But that process is using that vacuum-based ultraviolet light on the visible light spectrum for you to see. And again, this first method here is just very simple and easy. You simply apply this directly to the area of the skin that you want to treat and simply pull the trigger. I normally do this in a sweeping motion so that it's not directly sitting on top of that area. And again, simply because over time, this glass tube will get warm. The device is relatively quiet, meaning that it doesn't have fan systems in it that cool it down. So in order to do that, you have to keep in mind that it's going to get hot over time, even though it does have slight vent holes here in the back. It doesn't have anything else method-wise of cooling that off. So keep it on a sweeping motion when you're using the contact sessions, just to try to help avoid doing any type of burning or anything. Now, it is also recommended that the methods for how you treat lesions or different areas or locations on the body is only going to be 2 to 5 minutes or so on average twice a day. So maybe once in the morning, once in the afternoon, once in the evening, whatever's most convenient for you. But you're only talking about anything from 2 to 5 minutes of the specific location of treatments for where you want to treat that area of the body. Now, when you are pulling the trigger, a couple of things will happen. 1, you're going to hear that high-pitched sound, and 2, you're going to smell the ozone that's being generated as you're holding this directly on the spot of the skin that you're trying to treat. So the smell is, like I said, that's the creation of that ozone being created that you'll hear. And again, that's going to be more relevant when you're using the next mode, which is the arc mode or the angle mode. With that angle mode, does more of a decent job of actually creating the ozone smell itself that you'll smell and you'll notice it right away. But with the arc mode or angle mode, this is one of the more effective modes. And I have found that, like, simply by removing it off of the skin, just barely by like a millimeter, 2 millimeters right off of it, it has a much stronger kind of effectiveness with regards to how those therapy sessions are applied to the skin. It will have a small little collection of gas in the bottom half of the tube here. And like I said, normally sometimes that will create a small arc from the tube directly to your skin. And again, sometimes depending upon that, is roughly anywhere between 1 to 2 meters or so off the skin will create a small little baby arc, and that will cause a tingling sensation in the skin. But again, this is just the second method for how you can physically apply this to a certain area or part of the body. So by turning it on its side like this, it has a small arc that you can kind of hopefully see here that happens. And as this process moves across the skin, I can feel the small tingling of that as it goes over those areas. This is the second method of using an angle just like this to try to heal certain areas topically on top of the skin with the ray gun. Okay, the third and final method for how you are going to apply treatments with the ray gun is designed off of the penetration mode. So it can take the effectiveness of both the contact mode and the angle mode and enhance it by adding a grounding pad. So now you can simply connect the grounding pad to the cable. The other end of the grounding pad connects to the bottom of the handle, just right here next to the power where you see that other hole right here, right there. Okay, so we'll get that plugged in here, just like that. and the process of physically connecting this guy up. So normally what you'll want to do is take the earthing or the TENS pad here, and you'll put this on the opposite side of the skin or area that you're looking to treat. Now, like I said, again, the normal two locations where you want to stay away from are going to be the head and the heart. But again, if you're trying to do something for like the neck, you would do the back of the shoulders or anything like that. Like in this instance for the video, I'm going to do the underside of my wrist right here. So I'll put this on the bottom side of the wrist here like this. Now, when I apply the treatments for the penetration mode, they are going to be applied to the top of the wrist. So whether I'm going like the normal contact mode here, or I'm arcing and doing the angle mode like this is a far more effective method if I'm trying to treat an area that is now between those two TENS pads, between the TENS pads and the ray gun itself. You have much better penetration depth. And again, normally between 1 to 2 sessions, and you'll start to see immediate results from using this particular type of product. And again, even depending upon how long certain things have been on the skin, sometimes even after single use sessions, you'll see them remove and actually disappear from the skin itself. So these are the three easy methods for how you can deliver skin treatment therapy sessions when you're using the ray gun. The ray gun itself, as I mentioned, is normally designed to be ran on average between 2 to 5 minutes twice daily. So once in the morning, again, once in the afternoon, evening, whatever is most convenient for your schedule. But any type of combination of these 3 different modes are the best methods for how you can physically apply the treatments for the ray gun to your skin directly. All right, so one thing, I'm going to jump over and swap glasses back here. All right, so some of the testimonies. Now, this particular product has been out for a little bit now, and if you go onto the MiraMate website, there are tons and tons and tons of people that have provided excellent testimonies back of their use of this particular product in one of the 3 contact modes or methods of how that you apply the frequency treatments for these ray gun treatments to your body. And again, for the past 3 years, I've had skin irritations that were reoccurring, and I've seen that with general practitioner and dermatologist for treatments. And again, these are types of testimonies that people are providing based off of their actual use and feedback of the product. No different, same thing as I kind of mentioned before with it being successful to be used on animals as well. The story over on the lower right-hand side is about a gentleman who's used this particular, the ray gun on some ducks. And there's a YouTube out there with that as well with regards to his success and the feedback that he's had with using them. But this is a very, very, very remarkable and effective product. Very easy to use, very easy to understand. But again, the different modes make it more convenient with regards to knowing what types of methods that you have to apply. And again, some of the intensities of the sessions that you're doing, some may suffice with just simply doing regular contact mode. Whereas something more of an irritation or rash, you may want to consider doing something designed as an arc or an angle mode. And again, for the best results, the penetration mode is going to be the far most effective means for how you deliver ray gun therapy treatments to the skin throughout the different parts of the body. So for the most part, guys, that is the ray gun brought to you guys by MiraMate. Again, I'm going to try to jump into answer some of these questions for you guys, just so that we all can get some good feedback with regards to how the product works, or see what type of questions anybody may have out here. So let's see if we can, what we've got here real quick. Okay. Hello and welcome, Australia, Canada. Thank you guys. Okay. Okay, so it can be used on the top of the head. And like I said, for the most part, the only areas that you really want to be sensitive to are going to be the eyes themselves. And so I have had particular people who have asked questions with regards to using them on your eyelids. And again, generally want to stay away from the eyes. But again, from a personal experience, if you're very delicate with regards to closing your eyes to keeping the ray out of it, then you can treat pretty much anywhere on the head that you need to. But just keep in mind that the TENS pads or the grounding pad itself needs to be kept on the shoulder line or lower if you're trying to address anything on the head. Okay. You do not want to put it inside the mouth. but it can be used for acne or any type of pimples or anything like that that you do have on the face. That's no problem. Actually, anywhere on the body, that's no problem. Okay. Yeah, one more real brief reminder. It doesn't matter how far away this is from the issue. The intensity of the ray gun itself will be amplified when you have this positioned on the body. So the only two locations that are sensitive that you don't want to have this grounding pad placed on are going to be over the heart or on the head. Other than that, the ray gun itself can be applied anywhere. Just avoid the eyes. It says, yeah, that I have the original ray gun. You more than likely have the original flash gun versus the ray gun. They're slightly modified products. They work in a similar methodology. They just use different waveforms and bandwidths. So this is more generally designed and with a slightly narrow wavelength. And so it has a more consistent method out for how it delivers the VUV gas to the skin itself. A little bit more even exchange versus the older product was a more pulsed delivery method. Again, also very remarkable on plants. If you start to have issues with mold or issues on a plant, you can simply hold the bulb on the contact mode or directly on the plant. And normally within a day or two or treatment or two with doing 2 a day, you can see results. Okay, we talked about the penetration mode and its effectiveness. Okay, so yes, it does tend to get hot the longer that you're using that. And again, there are multiple reasons for it getting hot. You know, part of the reason is the fact that it doesn't have a fan system in it, and part of that reason was from MiraMate's perspective is they wanted to keep the product quiet. You know, it can get rather larger too when you start adding in fans and stuff like that to keep it cooler. But the suggestions are only to try to keep, from a treatment perspective, anywhere between 2 to 5 minutes at most, and again only 2 times a day. So normally when I'm applying treatments, I don't stay in the same isolated location. If I have, even if the location that I'm trying to treat is one location, I will still sweep across it or move, just so that I'm not holding that, as it does tend to get a little warm over that 1 to 2 minute 2 to 3 minute session that I'm running. Okay, and then you said that it also has the lightning bolts jumping off of it. And yes, so sometimes when you turn the bulb itself, the gas tube itself, on an angle, you will develop a spark gap, and the spark will jump between the bottom of the tube, the gas tube itself, and your skin. And again, personally, like I said, I tend to find that that's one of the more effective methods, between that and using it with the penetration a mode for the grounding with the grounding pad. I generally, like I said, if I'm applying treatments to myself, I will normally not only put it on an angle, but I will normally, like I said, keep it anywhere between 1 to 2 millimeters off my skin. And that arc mode, I can almost feel it like hitting and working as it works across the different areas of the skin that I'm addressing with it. Says, can I use it next to the face without touching the skin? I found that it needs to be touching to work. You can, like I said, you can use it on the face. That's no problem. But I would, again, consider the methodology for how you're replacing. So for example, if you are trying to address something on the skin, I wouldn't use the angle mode. I would normally do 2 things. 1, I would protect my eyes. And 2, I would normally try contact mode. The contact is going to be a little bit less intense than the angled mode, and you won't have the jumping of the arc between the gas tube itself and the skin if you're maintaining contact between the flat surface and the skin itself. Okay. It also does work on eczema. Again, eczema, poison ivy, pretty much anything that's a skin issue, even cancer cells. Again, this particular device has been tested and proven to remove skin cancer cells, under microscope. So this particular thing can be effective when you're using it specifically to address certain things, but including eczema, acne, skin treatments, you name it. This is the best product to go with regards to how to address those. And again, the most effective part about this is that normally you get results, that you can see and track within a couple of days, if not even a couple sessions. So I guess the proof is in the pudding when you're using it. So it asks how deep do you push the tube. So again, it's gentle. It's a gentle process with regards to how deep you push it in. But as you can tell, there's a slight gap between here, but it's generally enough to allow you, your fingers to pull it out or push it back in. But it will kind of snug in as you press in firmly. But normally there's, like I said, a slight baby gap at the very end of it, simply to create some space between the bulb and the gun itself. Okay, with regards to skin tags and age spots, things like that, like I said, anything that is going to be caused specifically by a fungi or bacteria or virus under the skin, this thing will work with. The length with regards to how long they take to physically apply those sessions are going to vary depending upon how long acute or chronic the condition is that you've had. Like I said, but what particularly, like in my experience, I've used this particular ray gun to treat one of my animals. I have a 14-year-old miniature pinscher that has a cyst on her neck. And the cyst got so large that we couldn't actually keep her collar on because it was irritating it. And so I only had to do about 3 or 4 treatments with the MiraMate Ray Gun before that thing shrank from what was almost the size of a half quarter to less than the size of a dime. Just like I said, over those 3 or 4 treatments. And even though we didn't have it fully removed yet, the more treatments that I did over time, the smaller and smaller and smaller the cyst on her neck got down. And so, like I said, it was quite the relief, because initially we were looking or considering doing surgery to have it removed. So to not have to do that, and to simply be able to have a product in my own hand that I could apply and physically watch the treatment of the cyst being reduced over time, was not only, like I said, a very interesting experience to watch, but like I said, it's a nice feature to know that you can see how it works and effective and how quickly it works by simply applying it, like I said, to the skin and treatment areas. Okay. And again, anything, like I said, skin related, absolutely no issues, no problems with this particular thing. And again, something, like I said, more advanced or more deep, like a athlete's foot or something like that, I would consider using the penetration mode, because again, now you have the top and bottom of the foot that you can use to help do the most effective method for treating those locations on the skin that you are having the issues with. One last brief thing that I did forget to mention, obviously, the discount code for our presentation today for MiraMate is going to be Brad0923. Use this on your next MiraMate purchase, and will help save you some change on your way out the door. Again, guys, this has been a presentation for the MiraMate Ray Gun. My name is Brad Johnson, and I really appreciate you guys for tuning in. Like I said, any other questions or anything like that, please feel free to reach out and contact me. Like I said, it was a pleasure working with you guys, and please let me know if you guys have any other questions on the road. Thanks, and take care.